Hello, beautiful people. It is Jeanette the Oracle here to provide you with some guidance for entrepreneurs in November 2022. So, I'm going to be touching on the astrology a bit and how that is going to be influencing the environment and how we can leverage that to take advantage of opportunities as well as minimize some obstacles, right, that may be showing up. So last time for October, I was mentioning about how we have, plans going retrograde, direct versus retrograde. And it was kind of like this push and pull energy. And I recommended to not try to push for anything new that wasn't already on the docket, right? Already scheduled to happen until November because the energy will be shifting. So now we are officially in November, just a few days in. We have cleared the new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, and we have most of the personal planets in Scorpio. So Scorpio is really heavy right now. And the two keywords that Spirit gave to me in regards to the main themes for entrepreneur guidance is power and money. So power, really looking at how we as ourselves, as leaders, business owners, how we are showing up in our full power, right? Fully expressing it. And really what that meaning to be is our authenticity. Like, are we really showing up with a true yes or with a true no? Are we really showing up being clear about what our needs and our wants are and not, kind of backing down for that? Unless we're, negotiating something, but really like staying true to those core things, really important at this time. It's beautiful. And then, of course, money. And the sense that I was getting from Spirit is that, money will be nice and stable, if not grow during this time. It really is just going to depend on where your business is. But definitely, I'm not seeing any type of challenges, especially based off of how the astrology is looking. Things should actually be pretty steady, if not flourishing, in the weeks ahead. Now, because we had this kind of push and pull energy for all of October, what I'm seeing is the first half of November, so basically through November 15th, you're going to see and feel this kind of like push and momentum start to build. So expect there to be, some new excitement, some opportunities bubbling up, potential collaborations bubbling up. Like, just let that start to build and to magnify. Start to get used to that pace. Like, let it start to move through you, because when we hit Sagittarius season, which is going to be basically right around Thanksgiving time here in the US, definitely the energy is going to be like fully up and running and going. So, enjoy that part of the ride at the end of the month and into the first, the main part of December, which is Sagittarius season. So expect a big shift at that time. But yeah, like, get yourself used to the momentum starting to build again, and feeling like you're okay, just starting to pick up where you might have been a little bit more stagnant or just kind of like unsure. That definitely will be clearing as we go throughout the rest of this month. So that's really exciting. Another thing I wanted to mention is that we do still have Mars retrograde in Gemini that actually just happened right at the end of October. And this retrograde will be in place essentially through the first part of March of next year. I actually think this is a great transit for entrepreneurs because it's really going to help you with clarifying your vision and mission, clarifying your marketing and the messaging, and making sure that's aligned with your values, your guiding principles, how you want to be showing up and serving in the marketplace. It's going to, or has the potential to, help you with communication within your company if you have, team members, employees, etc. So helping with that, helping you with, if you are a service provider or consultant, things like that, communicating much more effectively, improving communication with your clients, definitely enhance. This is also a really great time to help you with negotiations and to do so in a way that really is mutually beneficial, rather than a way that can be like defensive or combative. There's a sense that is really coming through that I'm picking up of really wanting to build mutually beneficial relationships and collaborations with people. Again, whether it's with your clients that you serve, whether products or services, or with other businesses, But there really is, I think, starting to come to our conscious awareness how important it is to align ourselves with folks who vibe with us, essentially the way we want to vibe, and that we can see working with and building with over the long term. Now, over the long term doesn't necessarily have to mean, we are working together constantly. It might just be a one-off event that you do, but you also can sense of like, oh, you know what, we actually could do this every year at the same time, and it would be aligned, right? That kind of thing. Or it might be something more involved, but there's a more relaxed approach, but also a value-centered approach that I see really being centered. And I think that is honestly going to be strongest during Scorpio's time. And strongest in the sense of it'll be really front of mind, and you'll feel much more confident to center that and to lead with that in terms of what's important for you. And then, when we get to Sagittarius season, it's just going to be like, okay, well, here are all the possibilities. Now, when we get into Sag season, so again, end of November into the first part of December, which I'll touch on again in December. But if you have not already had a chance to sit down and start to vision, plan, make goals for next year, this is a great time to do that, because Sagittarius season is all about vision and belief and what's possible, what's next, the hope, right? So that can be helpful if you've been a little too busy. You've been attending like all the conferences, because everything just tends to be packed in Q4. So if it's been a little crazy and you haven't had a chance to like take a breath, this will actually be great for that time. And the groundedness of Mars being retrograde in Gemini during this entire period is going to be really helpful to support you in figuring out those steps, the strategies, what's needed to actually make those big dreams, those visions come true, right? So I think this is actually going to be a really beautiful counterbalance to that energy. So there you have it. There is your November 2022 entrepreneur guidance. If you'd like to go more in depth into the different transits and get some personal guidance as well as specific entrepreneur guidance for those transits, I will include a link to the newsletter for the November 2022 astrology on this post. So just give me a second. If you don't see it immediately, I'll definitely make sure to edit that in so you can check that out. And I encourage you to save this message and to come back, save this video and to come back to it regularly throughout the month to help keep you centered and grounded on the main themes that you want to keep centered during this time. And of course, if you'd like to work with me, you can check me out on my website, innersunalchemy.com. All right, innersunalchemy.com, or you can send me a direct message and I'd be more than happy to support you. Or if you would like to bring me on to speak or provide some programming for your group, for your clients, whoever you serve, I'm down for that as well. I hope everyone is doing well. Have an amazing rest of your month. Of course, God willing, I will be here to share more tips and guidance for you. But otherwise, hope you have a wonderful month. And God willing, I will see you in December for the December astrology entrepreneur guidance. Okay? Blessed be.